Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. Today we are going to be fixing some electrical work. We've got a plug out that seems to have power, but it's not running anything. So I'm going to take you guys along. I know what the problem is, but I'm going to show you guys in case you have the same problem as I'm having. Let's get this turned around. Let's get started. Okay, so we got it set up here. Now here's the problem we're having. And if you don't know anything about electricity, I would suggest calling somebody to give you a hand. But if you know a little bit and you can get by, then you can make it. You don't have any other choice. You can do it. You just got to be very cautious. First off, I've got a tester here, power tester. And when I check the plug, it's got power on one side. Check the other side. There's no power. That's what it's supposed to have. It's supposed to be that way. Same on both. Got the cover off of this one. I can check both sides. Nothing here. It's just getting feedback. That's not nothing, but it's got power over here. So that's what you're supposed to have. The problem is when you plug something in, you got a sander here. I can get it plugged in right here. You plug it in, you turn it on, and there's nothing. That's the problem. So when you have that, and you can't figure out why when you do have power, but nothing works, you've got no neutral. So what has happened is this plug has actually been replaced recently. So when it was pulled out, there's a plug on the back side of this. So when they pulled this one out, they probably just pulled a loose wire off the other plug in the back side of it. So we're going to go inside, we're going to change out the other plug and pull it off and get everything tightened up. And we'll see if we can get this plug working. Let's get inside. Okay, we're inside now, set up. It's a little tight quarters, so you can't really see me, but you can hear me, I hope. My mic's working good. Anyways, before you get started, when you got your little tester, Greenlee tester, it's a voltage detector. So the best thing to do is if you got a nice daughter that's around, she can hold this up against one of the wires where it beeps, and then you go flip the breaker off. When it stops beeping, then you know you've got no power to your plug. You can do it, and I have done it before with the power on, but it's always wise to do it without power. Just it's a little more safer. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing it here. You'll hear when it shuts off, and then we'll have no power. So if you'll take that, turn it in, just hold it on there, I can hear it.
It shut off.
I heard it. Alright, so if you have your breakers marked like I do, you have to only flip one switch off, not all of them. Some of you guys know how that is. If you're flipping every breaker until you finally get the right one, but makes it quicker if you mark them. Anyways, let's get started and get this unplugged or taken out and see if what I think is
the freezer.
See if what I think is the problem really is the problem.
Well, that was technically weird. Me.
Yeah, it needs replaced, that's for sure. You just go ahead and you just check it. That way you don't get shocked. It's always a good day when you don't get shocked.
I've only been shocked once, so I wouldn't know.
I've been shocked a few times.
I think that guy's truck. It's not your truck. The dog's been. He left his tailgate down.
Oh yeah, it's a big mess in there.
I'm going back inside. It's cold.
It's horrible. Yep, right there. You can see the problem. Let's see if I got that in the shot there. I'm gonna bring y'all in a little closer, let you look at that. So you can see right here, this is the one going outside. So something's happened where that's, excuse me, where that has messed up, so we're going to cut that back, strip it, clean it up real good, and put it in a new socket, and we'll be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and get this taken apart, take it out, and get the new one over here, and then I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, I was going to go ahead and just bring you back when I got done, but if there's some of you guys out there that don't really know what you're doing, but you don't have anybody or can't find somebody to do it for you, then you need to see up close. So I'm going to go ahead and just, you guys can watch it. If it's something you don't need to see, you can fast forward it. But there is some out there that maybe I'd like to see it step for step. I'll try to stay out of the way so you can see here, but you just take them off. The white is on one side and the black's on the other side, so it's pretty easy to keep separated. And it really doesn't matter if you have which one's on top or which one's on bottom, as long as they're the same colors.
Fantastic. My garden will like these.
Does your garden eat vegetables?
Oh, no.
Okay, sorry about that. My son come out with his tablet. It's pretty loud. Oops. Yeah, you can see how it's kind of burnt up there. And the wire's really not, it ain't bad. It's ugly looking, but it's nothing that's bad. And there may be somebody out there that's, you know, wants to call this a receptacle, not an outlet or a plug. It's all different names, but if you're already a professional and know exactly what it's called and exactly how to do it, then this video is not for you. So you can go ahead and find you a different one. But if you're out there trying to replace the outlet that you need to replace, then you can't find somebody else, then this is your video. Like I said, I've made sure it's the battery or the power is completely off, so I'm not really worried. If it's off, you're not going to get shocked. If you touch both, something's going to happen. Normally I wouldn't just grab it just anyways. Even when I know, I'm still careful, but in case some of y'all are out there too worried to take the chance, then you can see you won't get shocked if you're careful. Okay, so now we got that out. Go ahead and just kind of clean these cobwebs out. And then you can kind of see where they were already at. I mean, it's top to bottom. Let's get these new one hooked up. I always, well, let's get that cleaned up real quick. Got my old wire strippers here, Greenlee wire strippers. They're really great. Not the cheapest, but when I'm working with electricity, I don't really want the cheapest. I want what's good. Can't really cut too much back because it's not a lot hanging out, but get that back to that nice clean wire there. Just make sure it's good. Use my pliers and just kind of rough it up, clean it up some. Good there. Okay. Now let's bend that end over. On these plugs, you got two options. You can hook them up to these screws like they were, tighten them down on it, or if it's straight wire like this, you can poke them in these little holes right here and lock them in. Either way is fine. I've done it both ways. I don't really guess. I prefer, if they're already bent, I prefer just going back with the screws. But if they're not already bent, then I'll poke them in the holes. Just grab it there and with the tip, bend it over. You don't want to bend it too much because you got to get the screw around it. I do not ever want to take these screws all the way out. Every time I have, it hasn't been easy going back in, so I try to never take them all the way out. Another thing I do first is I try to always hook my ground up first. That way, if for whatever reason I did not get the power shut off, or somebody comes in behind me for whatever reason and flips on a breaker when I'm not looking, then it is grounded. Doesn't mean you won't get shocked, but it's a less chance that you're going to get shocked. Just kind of open that up a little bit, but that screw will go inside of there. Latch it in. I don't know if you guys can see that well. I'll try to scoot you a little closer here. There we go. Okay, once it's around the screw there, I'll just kind of pinch it a little bit. And then you tighten it up. And bam, it's done. That's tight. So then you go into these next ones the same way, and like I said, it doesn't matter if you do this side first or the other side. White is neutral. I went behind lots of people, and I think everybody does it differently. But white is the neutral. I don't know if they just don't know or if they think it's not, but white is your neutral wire. It's not always the easiest. You know, I was hoping, since I was showing you guys, maybe it would just be real simple, but, you know, it doesn't ever work out that way. Okay, got that one on. The easy way to know, most of these plugs, they tell you on the back, hot or neutral. I didn't even look to see if this one had it on it or not. I just knew. I know from doing it for so long. But if you've never done one, you're gonna try it. You can look on the back, and it will tell you what side of the outlet is your hot or neutral. And if you don't know for sure, then you need to, which I can show you. I can go flip it on. I'll show you real quick. Let me go flip the breaker on and show you some. Okay, so if I did not know which wire was my neutral and which was my hot, turn the power back on with them all separated, make sure my tester's on, and then you try to keep them separated like they are. You just get real close, and you touch that one wire. You gotta be real easy because it will bleed off. But like you're getting that wire there, both of these wires, there's no power. This is the neutral. You come up here to this one. There's your hot. So they have it wired up correctly. The black is the hot. This one's not working because this is going to be the power going out to that outside plug. So you're not going to have power on this one. This right here is your main power coming in. So, come back over here and turn this breaker back off. Then you double check it just to make sure. This is a very sensitive tester, so if you move it too quick, it will pick up current. But You hold it still on the wire, it's got nothing. Excuse me. So anyways, so now let's get back to putting it together. But what I was saying was, your neutral wires always go on the same side as your ground. And your ground has no insulation on it. It's not white, it's not black, just straight copper. So that's how you know what the ground is. And on all plugs, your neutrals will go on the same side as your ground. Like the ground's on this side, so are your neutrals. Get it wrapped around there and you just tighten it up on it, just like that. Always make sure it doesn't move. You just wiggle it, it's not moving, it's good. So now we're going to come over here to the other side, do the hot. I'll try to move the camera over a little bit, get you a better view. Since the lights are off, I'm having to use a flashlight. Let's see if I can maybe get that for you. I don't know how good of a picture that'll be for you, but I'll try. You just open this up, like I said, do the same as you did the other side. Open it up, wrap it around that screw. When I've got it around here, you can see I'm kind of pulling back on it a little bit, and that's just because I want to keep this as snug as I can up against the screw as I'm tightening it up. And that way it's just real snug. I mean, you don't want any movement. You want to make sure it is snug and real tight. And another thing you need to know is when you're connecting these wires, when you're tightening the screw, everybody knows righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So when you're hooking this wire around your screw, you do not want it, you want to hook it just like this, to where the hook comes up and the opened end is to the right. So when you're tightening it up, it's holding it in place. Now if it was flipped over, I'll show you what I'm talking about. If the wire was flipped over this way, see how that is? Let me make sure it's in the, I'll bring it in for you there. Okay, if I was to hook this away over the screw with the hook going down, and then when you tighten it up, yeah, you might get a good grip and it might stay. A lot of times it'll push it out. So you always want to try to have the hook going up, just like that. Let me bring it in there, let you see there. So whichever way you're screwing it, you want that to go the same direction. You want the hook to be in the righty-tighty direction, if that makes sense to you. When you're doing the other side, it's not going to be on this part, will not be on the top, it'll be on the bottom, because you're tightening the screw in the opposite direction. And just make sure that's try to keep that tight up against that screw. And you tighten that screw down. And there it is. So it's tight, everything good, everything looks good there. Kind of bend the wires where they're going to go in the hole correctly. Get it back in here. And a very wise thing to do is before you put it all back in, you just go ahead and flip it on. You double check to make sure there's no problems. There shouldn't be any problems. I saw the bad wire, so I'm almost positive, but I do not like to redo things, so I always just make sure. So I'm gonna go turn the breaker on. We'll make sure there's power here. Then we're gonna go outside and make sure there's power and that sander will work. There we have it. Nothing on this side. Voltage on this side. And if you don't want to poke it in there, you can just get close. You just got to touch these wires, and that will not shock you. That's what this is made for. I'm trying to show you there, but it won't shock you. All right, let's go on outside and check it out. Okay, here we are outside now. Check it. We got power there. No power there. That's good. Not supposed to have power on the neutral side. Try to keep you guys from shaking around too much there. I have to hold this sander. I'm not sure if I got it on or off. Oops. Let me try to set you all down and then I'll come right back. Oh, there we go. Now maybe I won't be so dizzy. Okay, now let's plug this sander in. Looks like it was on. Alright, now we're going to go inside and get this cover put back on, so let's go inside. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope it has helped somebody out there that might be needing to replace their receptacle or maybe even diagnose what the problem is. I've done it for so long, so it really wasn't, as soon as I heard what the problem was. I'm actually over here at my my wife's parents' house, and my father-in-law called me last week, a little over a week ago, to fix it, what his problem was. I knew what the problem was as soon as he told me, because like I said, I've been doing electrical work for a long time now. If you've never done it before, then it'll be a little bit harder to diagnose the problem, but I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Stay tuned, and we're gonna be putting a few more of these videos out also. Just little odds and ends. I've had some people ask me about it. I do all kinds of work. I do electrical work, carpenter, mechanic, just anything that needs done, I do it. And so I've had some people ask about some how-to videos, so you'll be seeing a few of them. If you don't want to see those, please don't click. You know, I don't need no hateful comments or nothing on my videos. You know, if you don't care to see any how-to videos, then like I said, just go on to the next one, and hope I do have a video you'd like to watch. But if it's been helpful, if you would hit that like button, maybe share it, and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.